Have a look at that. It's alive, folks. Can you believe that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, these are our little trials that we're doing here with the superfood. Now, you know what's in here? This is purely superfood. Look at that. There's the shell from the larvae in there, the exoskeleton shell. This is all the beautiful compost or frass or castings, if you like to call it. And we thought, let's just plant straight into it and see what happens, because we speak about overfeeding garden beds. You know, when you buy your fertilizers, be it all organic or synthetic, whatever you choose, yet you can over fertilize and burn the root system and kill the plant, and it goes backwards. Well, you know what we're doing here? We're doing the superfood trial. We've got this completely filled with the castings as a nutrient, and it's only been 3 or 4 days if you're lucky. Look, we might have to play back to the footage and see if these little leaves were here. I can't remember them, honestly. Maybe they were, maybe not as big, and they've just pushed on really well. And over here, the mandevilla, have a look at that. That's the new growth down there. See those 2 little things there? So we haven't killed them. I was expecting them to burn up. These are old leaves, and they were already burnt up like that on the tips. This didn't happen in the last couple of days. So the superfood, so far, so good. What I'm really keen on is looking under here and seeing the roots coming out of the bottom, because if that happens, folks, this is going to be a game changer. We're going to make a blend of superfood, compost, coconut coir and black grit, and I'm going to use it everywhere. I'm just going to put it in all the garden beds, blend it all beautifully. You know why? Because this, come here. This is the dry side, by the way. This is the area, so you can understand microclimates. We were doing trials over there, and you can probably see the marks where they were situated on the ground. These are the artichokes that we were growing in the grow pots. We had them over there, and they were getting midday to late afternoon sun, and they were literally getting cooked. And I did show you in a previous episode that we did. They're over there, 15 metres on the other side. They get half as much water, and they're twice the healthy plants that they were before. They're much healthier, so you really need to understand your microclimates. And this is what's happening here. This bed here is struggling because of the soil. This one too, by comparison, doing that well because it is so dry on this side. So as I'm standing here from where I'm positioned, folks, to my right side, it's constantly getting water from this boundary line onwards. To my left side, it's dry as a bone because we've got the big trees, and this bed here has always suffered. So we're going to put some raised beds in here. That's what we're doing here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1 more to come. There'll be 4 across here, and we're going to do a planting mix, obviously like we do over here. But look at this. Now, this is the new blend of soil, my own blend. Right, and that's why they're doing really well, because it's holding its water, it's got the right nutrients, and as well on this side. Now I brought you over here is because we've got our cocoa coir, we've got our superfood added to this, and we've also got obviously black grit and all that, but we had the bad soil, the shitty soil below in the past. We had some mulch on top, and I've top dressed it. What this needs now is just a fine layer of straw on top. Bean straw, sugar cane, if you like, whatever you like. A thin layer, it doesn't need to be too thick, because you'll find with the thicker the layer it is, the more it dries out underneath. Even though it holds a blanket there, it still needs to be hydrated, the mulch on top. So overwatering so you can hydrate the mulch is not what you want to be doing. So the combination that I'm talking about is coconut coir, superfood, compost, the black grit as a planting medium, and then on top a fine layer of mulch, and it's going to be perfect for it. Just checking my corn, see if they're ready. They've dried up on the tip, but you know, they haven't quite coloured up inside yet. Ooh, look. Look at that. Oh, that's the blend colour, so that's still got to colour up a bit more now. I've damaged that. Seal it off properly. They're doing not too bad considering it's the first time I've planted here in this raised bed. And this is the bad soil that we had. I've still from the ground underneath, and I blended it with our compost. So, you know, first time planting, doing superbly well. We've got everything set, so there's at least 1 or 2 cobs on each corn here. Look at that, on each stalk. We've got 1, 2. This has only got 1. Most of them 1, but there's a few with doubles. Well, these are doing pretty well, folks, considering it's all things just superfood and fertiliser. So I'm just going to leave them down below there again and just keep them hydrated. I reckon in about a week or two, I reckon we're going to see double the size or almost, and lots of roots coming out of the base of these too. So stay tuned for this one. And for those who are doing the superfood trials, we're looking forward to getting your results back into us so we can share it with the wider community. And hopefully we hear some great news. If there are any issues, obviously we'll look at those and attend to them as best we can. Now, folks, another thing I want to share with you, I had a lovely family or father who reached out to me recently regarding his daughter Allaura. She's a 3-year-old who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and it's been really difficult. Over the last 2 years, they shared their little story with me. They've had it really difficult. I mean, many people across the world have, considering the times that we've experienced it, unprecedented times. So, and they found respite with our little videos that I do every morning, and I really do appreciate the feedback that I got there, and everybody else who's been sharing their information and, you know, what they're enjoying, even the bad stuff too, folks. You know, I'm pretty rugged, I'm pretty tough, I can take a beating. So if you don't like something, say it as it is, because if you don't, and I find out from someone else, you're in trouble. So don't spread rumours. But anyway, back to the serious topic here. Little Allaura, 3 years old, they need a wheelchair accessible vehicle so they can get around. They've had support from NDIS with a lot of things, but unfortunately the vehicle isn't included. So they've set up a GoFundMe page. Her mum has set that up. We'll put the details on our screen. And if you really can, whatever you can do, reach out to that page and donate what you can. So hopefully we can get them a wheelchair accessible vehicle so the little girl can get around and enjoy life freely, you know, without the conditions and restrictions that occur with a condition like that, cerebral palsy. So GoFundMe page, donate to little Allaura's appeal, and hopefully they'll have a little wheelchair. And if you're enjoying these little videos, like, subscribe, follow, kiss, lick, punch, whatever you do with all these platforms. I'm being told off now because don't shake your head like that. I know, if you don't like what I just said, just turn it off, switch off. And for those who are still watching, Vasili'sGarden.com, it's had the summer sale. Everything's discounted heavily. Take advantage of it. Enjoy some great products, Superfood, Black Red, and all the other stuff. And stay tuned because the Big Malacca competition entrants are coming thick and fast. 1.5 kilos. I think we're over. Are we over 1.5? We're up to 2 kilos. I've been just told. 2 kilos. I reckon I got one over here too, folks. So yeah, I have. I'm going to drill a hole underneath, fill it up with concrete, and then present it to you. What do you reckon? No wooden sheet from me, Vasili. Maresi, Vasili'sGarden.com.